ACL stands for Access Control List. Access Control List. Sometimes it also called as access list. An access list is a list of conditions that categorize packets. One of the most common and easiest to understand use of access list is to filter unwanted packets. For example, here this is R1, this is R2 and this is R3. These are three routers that are connected with each other. On this router, here is a switch that connected with network 1. There is a network 2. If you want like this network never communicate with this network only. This network can communicate with this network, and with any other network except this network. So we create a list here and we type network 1 deny. It means any packet received by R1 that source is network 1 is denied here. So any packet that generates from this network never go out with this router. But if we create this same access list on this router, we do not create this access list on R1, we create this access list on R3, then R3 on this interface we create network 1 is denied. It means this router never accept any update or any packet that source is network 1. It means network 1 can communicate with this network, network 1 can communicate with this network, but at the time when a network wants to communicate with this network at this interface, R3 denied the network 1's packet, by which network 1 never communicate with this particular network. This is a use of this list, or you can say access list, ACLs. Basically, you create an access list on router like this. It connected with network 1. It connected with network 2 also. This is our network 3. This is our network 4. Create access list here. This access list have some rules, that is network 1 is deny, network 2 is allowed. It means the packet that source is network 1 is never go via this R1 router, and the packets that belongs to network 2 are allowed from this router. It means if any packet received by this router, it checks the source IP. If the source IP belongs to network 1, then it denied that packet to go further. If that packet source ID belongs to network 2, then that packet is allowed to go further. There are three important rules that a packet follow when it being compared with an access list. These rules are: the packet is always compared with each line of access list in sequence order. It will always start with the first line of the access list, move on the line 2, then line 3, and so on. It means if we have an access list like this, access list have two lines. This is line 1, this is line 2. It means the router start checking access list from the first line. After checking the first line, router moves to second line. After checking the second line, router moves to third line, and so on. It means router checks the access list in sequential order. The second rule is the packet is compared with lines of the access list only until a match is made. Once match is made, the condition on a line of the access list, the packet is acted upon and no further comparison take place. For example, if we have three lines or three rules in our access list, the router start from the beginning and it go in sequential order. So now router start from this line, the line number 1, then it move to line number 2, then it move to line number 3. For example, that packet is belongs to network 2, then router start from this line and checks network 1 is denied. It means this is not satisfied with our packet, or you can say this rule or this line of access list is not match with our source IP or the packet's IP. So router moves to second line or second rule of access list that says network 2 is allowed. It means this line, the line number 2 of access list, match our packet. So this action, the action is allowed, is performed on that particular packet and no further comparison make by the router. It means router take an action according to line number 2 of access list because access list second line is match our packet, and then router does not compare the third line or any other line, because once the action performed or once the match occurs, then router skip all other lines. The next rule is there is an implicit deny at the end of each access list. This means if a packet does not match the any condition of or any line in access list, the packet will be discarded. It means in access list we have three lines, or you can say three rules. The first one is belongs to network 1, the second belongs to network 2, the third belongs to network 3. But if have here the network 10, if a packet goes to router from the network 10, it checks the access list. It checks from beginning. It checks for first line that is not matches our packet. Second line is not match. Third line is not match. If the access list is checks all the lines, then there is another, or by default you can say by default rule that is placed on at the end of the access list. That rule says deny all other. If matches is not done till the last line of the access list, then all rest packets are denied. That statement called as implicit deny statement. Implicit deny statement are there at the end of the access list.